Hi, I'm Pat Kelly, a fire captain with Ventura County Fire Department, and also the Community Emergency Response Team Program Manager for the county. As your General Manager, Bob Schaefer, mentioned in previous segments of this series, Leisure Village residents have many unique security features that's going to assist them, but also there's several disadvantages that residents of Leisure Village may face. After a major disaster, the residents of Leisure Village may find themselves on their own for a series of hours or days just due to the fact that emergency responders aren't going to be able to respond as quickly as we would like to. With that, the residents of Leisure Village need to take steps to prepare themselves to be self-sufficient for up to 72 hours following a disaster. One thing I know as a public safety professional is that disasters are going to happen. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the residents of Leisure Village can lessen the impact of these disasters by taking some simple steps to prepare themselves and by just thinking about the conditions that might be encountered following a disaster. Your recovery and the recovery of your neighbors is going to be predicated on your preparedness and your ability to manage these disasters when they do occur. The residents of Ventura County are facing primarily major earthquake, the potential for a dam failure, transportation incidents such as hazardous material spills, and a major airline crash. The potential for earthquake risk is, as I mentioned, our primary hazard in the county, and the geologists at the USGS can almost guarantee that we're going to be experiencing at least a 5.0 magnitude earthquake sometime in the foreseeable future. And new faults are being discovered continuously. So we need to be aware of our risk of earthquake and its potential. As I'm sure you all are aware, there's also a big risk due to transportation incidents. When you're driving on the freeway and you see all the semi-trucks and the trains that pass through the rails throughout the county, it really gives you a scope of the magnitude that could happen if there was some kind of transportation incident and a resulting hazardous material spill. Following an earthquake, there's also a significant risk that there might be a dam failure. As I'm sure some of you may remember, the Santa Felicia Dam that crumbled earlier in the century that resulted in the flooding of the entire Santa Clara River Valley. We have to plan for things like that. The possibility is there all the time. And as some of you may know, much of Leisure Village actually resides in the FEMA floodplain, the 50 or the 100-year floodplain. If you're not aware of this, you should research and get in contact and get those FEMA flood maps and see if your property is in fact in that floodplain area. And finally, another potential that we have to consider when we're doing our planning is a major transportation or an airline crash. In general terms, although Leisure Village is not big in size, being some 440 acres, there is a huge potential because of its density. With almost 3,800 residents residing in the village, we really need to be aware. And following a disaster of that magnitude, we're going to definitely have to reach out to one another to make sure we all come through it together.